Hey dolls, I'm here at the Hippodrome in Birmingham, the Birmingham Hippodrome to be precise. And tonight, what are we watching, Mum? Mum's never been on camera before, she's really excited, aren't you, Mum? She's been rehearsing all afternoon. So, have you seen the show before?
Yes.
So, you saw it before me?
Yes.
And then I saw it the first time I saw it was with college. No, it wasn't, that's a lie, with school. And I sat, and Lynn Paul was my Mrs. Johnson. And I think a couple of other cast members are the ones that I saw so many years ago. It's a fantastic British show. It's a fantastic score. It's got a beautiful story by Willie Russell, obviously adapted from the story about Willie Russell's brothers. And I'm excited to see it in.
Oh, very.
Mum, sure. I can't take it anywhere. But what me and Mum like about Willie Russell's writing is the way in which he writes for women, especially when it comes to like Shirley Valentine and Educated Rita. It's the way that he always gives the women choices. But I find with this one, it's a very strange portrayal of a woman. Not strange, different portrayal of a woman, because she generally tries to do what is best. She thinks, and by doing the best, she's kind of doing the worst.
I don't know, that's true.
What do you think?
She does her best, but to the detriment of her son, not to her really. So that's where all I think she actually does a thing for the good of her family, but repercussions are what it does to her son.
Sons. Not just one mom, it's not brother, it's brothers.
I know, but it's the one son who feels...
Mickey.
Yeah, it's Mickey who feels betrayed.
On that note, we'll see you in the interval. Say bye, Mum.
Bye, Mum.
Hey dolls, so this is my mum's thoughts on Bill Kenwright's Blood Brothers. What did you think, Mum?
Fabulous. Very good show. Loved it.
Just do it properly.
Are you recording me?
Yeah.
Okay, what was I going to say?
No, I'm going to say anything. I'll ask you the questions. Have you seen the show before?
I have.
Would you see it again?
I would.
And if you could describe Blood Brothers in 3 words, what would they be?
Relatable.
Yeah.
Meaningful.
Yeah.
And very emotional.
Oh, nice track. So, Mum, what was your favourite part of Blood Brothers this evening?
I enjoyed the end of Act 1 when they were moving away. Expectations were high. I was all looking forward to new beginnings.
Yep.
And I thought it was a good way to end the first part of the show.
Nice. Well, thank you, Tracy Starr, for being a part of this evening. Say bye to your fans.
I don't think I've got it in
Blood Brothers is still fresh, empowering and evocative as it was when I first saw it 15 years ago. But it was like watching a completely different show. The show's got so many layers and has so much depth to it. It tackles such things as oppression and the class system and mental illness, and especially men's mental illness. And it's really quite poignant in the show that Mickey goes through this journey. I can't believe that for a show that was created such a long time ago that men's mental illness was such a strong component of this show, and it still needs a bigger message today than it ever did when it was made how many years ago. When it first opened in London, Blood Brothers wasn't particularly loved by the critics, but as Bill Kenwright said himself, Blood Brothers is the people's musical, and it really is. People absolutely adore Blood Brothers, and you could feel it in the Birmingham Hippodrome audience that everyone was on the edge of their seat, loving every moment. I have to say that my favourite moment of the production is Just Like Romance. It's so beautifully set, it's so poignant, fantastic lyrics, but the way in which Lynn Paul sang it, the timbre of her voice echoed round the Hippodrome Auditorium, and it was really, really haunting. And I didn't realise till last night that the person who shows Linda and Eddie together to Mickey is Mrs. Lyons. Mrs. Lyons turns Mickey around so he sees that they're together, and I found that absolutely heartbreaking. When you say Blood Brothers, people often think of how tragic and emotional it is. It is both those things, but it's also hilarious, it's light-hearted, and it's fun at points, especially during Act 1 and the beginning of Act 2. Joel Benedict was strong, comedic, and devastating as Eddie. Chloe Taylor was exquisite as Mrs. Lyons, the perfect amount of devastation and torment with just a little bit of sweetness to give her that all-rounded character. Daniel Taylor plays Sammy. Sammy is such an underrated character in Blood Brothers. It has the same arc as everybody else. Daniel is so funny and so full of life, and then also really quite intimidating towards the end. And I couldn't imagine seeing the Blood Brothers without him. Alexander Patmore took on the role of Mickey. Mickey's such an underrated character. It's a really incredible part. He has such a journey. You see him being really hearty and fun and joyous, and had a quench for life when he's really young Mickey. And then fast forward towards the end of the play where he's an adult and he's gone through some upset, and he's gone to prison for something he didn't do, and he has now, I would say, post-traumatic stress and anxiety and depression, and he has to take medication, and you literally see Mickey disintegrate in front of your eyes. And the scene between Mickey and Linda in their flat, where Mickey wants to find his medication, is harrowing, and it really was really poignant. And there was a couple of people around me that were in tears watching that, because it was so well acted by both of them. Robbie Scotcher was our narrator. He haunted the stage. He had great presence and brilliant vocals. Daniela Corliss played Linda. Cute and camp, especially when she was a teenager in that miniskirt, the way she minced around the stage. But also I felt she was really frightened and fearful. Lynn Paul is completely absorbed to the character of Mrs. Johnson. She brings such love and giddiness and excitement to the role, and I really thought when I first saw the production at school that she was the one that was bad, she was the one that did wrong, but in fact it's Mrs. Lyons that's the protagonist, and she makes all this happen. And again, when I saw it 15 years later, I had complete empathy for Mrs. Johnson. And Lynn Paul is perfect. She has everything you want from Mrs. Johnson. She has heart, she has soul, she has vulnerability. And the way in which she ages throughout the show is something that's incredible. If someone had never seen Blood Brothers and I had to describe the show in 5 words to them, I would probably describe it as pathos, timeless, hysterical, haunting, and heartbreaking. Tickets are available at the birminghamhippodrome.com, or links below. There you go, dolls. Those are my thoughts on Blood Brothers at the Birmingham Hippodrome that I saw this week. Follow them on Twitter, follow me on Twitter, and just get talking about theatre. Theatre is so important. When I saw this show 15 years ago, it gave me such purpose and gave my life direction, so that's why I think Blood Brothers is such a perfect show to see. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.